the Art of Hitting Club. Today we're going to talk a little bit about hip rotation and the importance of your stance and how the open stance can cause problems for your swings. And we felt that it did for our man Frank. Frank came to us about a year ago, and he was a extremely weak hitter in terms of making contact even, and he was like a sponge, very good guy, smart guy, seems to analyze things too much, and takes everyone's advice and takes it to heart and tries to implement it. But sometimes he goes off the rails, as I call it, and we had one of those incidents in the club this last Saturday morning. And I thought it was cute the way it unfolded. But, yeah, so I'm going to share that with you and then bring in guys like Ryan Harvey and Bob Waldik to, kind of confirm what we all know. But, basically we put out a video about kinetic energy and 15% is your stance or your swing technique is linear. The other 85 is rotational. But the key thing, like you see in these two videos of myself and Bruce Mead, we got our hips open to the pitcher, and that's key, and we go all the way around. So let's see what happened with Frank. So Frank's going to be swinging the Mario Foster on the handle. Go through it. Now notice this is Frank's open stance. You see how he's got an open stance. I didn't like this because now he's not doing bad on this swing because he took it up the middle. He steps, but see his hips aren't going all the way around. He's not facing his hips to the pitcher like we recommend. I'm just telling you the way it's supposed to work. And John, John's the pro out here, so we got, John's the new pro. He's the Art of Hitting new pro, him and Gary. Look at that. I don't know, Frank. Yeah, that stance is fucking you up, but that's just between me and you. I just blurted that out with Frank, but what aggravates me is he's not going all the way around when you see his swing. So Gary and I stepped in here. You get your little guy
here. So if I'm at the pitcher, right here and everything, I come through contact, but I don't want to stop there. My torso needs to be turned as fast as I can to contact, through contact, and so you're actually finishing up almost like where your torso is facing close to the shortstop, third baseman. And if you're not facing that way, then you stop your torso away from
And that's why you rotate on your heel toe or
right,
toe heel.
Let me ask you this. All right, so say a regular stance, I'd be like here, right?
Okay.
So if it's inside, I reach out, I get it out here, pull it, right? If it's in the middle, I reach out. And then if it's outside, I'm going like this.
But remember, your foot leads. Your front foot leads.
Right. My problem is when I go like this, I usually pop it up or that, right? I feel like I'm off balance.
Where are you trying to make contact with that ball going backside? Are you trying to make contact?
Well, no, it should be back here. It should be. I think I'm trying to get it here.
Let it travel more.
Right.
That way, because the thing is now it's like I got to step and I got to go out.
Right. It shouldn't be. It should be waiting until it comes back.
The best way is for an outside.
I'm going out like this.
Go to right field.
And I'm off.
To go to right field, the best way is let it drop lower.
And I think I'm reaching out for it. Yeah. I'm reaching out for all of them, I think.
Keep your hands back. The last thing.
So I thought, and this was my reasoning, I thought if I open like this, I'm here like this, right? So now if it's inside, I pull it here.
But look.
Wait. This is my thinking. All right, tell me if I'm, all right. So I'm like this, all right? So if I'm like this.
Dominoes!
All right, so if it's outside, all right, now I'm already, because I can cover the plate, this way. All right, so if it's outside, I'm just going to go straight with it up the middle. And then, so I'm not.
Stop right now, let me speak.
That was
Do that, right?
Right, okay.
Look at it. Get in your stance. You want to have your hips open to the pitcher, and you want your hips to spin, because that's where you're getting the power, right, Gary? You can see he's already open. So how do you get maximum hip torque?
Right, so when he pitches it,
now you're going to have to do that, but then you got to get that leg moving forward and then spin again. But you're not doing that.
You're loading your upper half. You're not lower. You're not.
There you go.
Because think of a rubber band and everything. I want those muscles tight, like I'm pulling a rubber band at the lower half. And the way you're going to do that is like I'll sit there, I'll take that hip, and I'm right here, I'll take that hip, and I'm pushing that, sitting down in that hip. And this knee is almost pushing against it, right? So now it's like I've got my lower half loaded.
Okay.
And now I want to load my upper half. I'll pull and I want to get that oblique tight. And now it's like I've got my upper half loaded, my lower half loaded. So
On
now
a nice little clip with Ryan Harvey explaining the way he feels about
they
the
want to get
open
on with
stance.
hitting practice. So we
A lot of big guys
you
do
got
it,
to work
but
on
they
that,
do
man.
it where they
There's a lot of videos out there on my channel.
recoil, like Ryan
all
explains.
right, so I'm going to try the square.
A lot of people have open stance. It's very good for hand-eye coordination, get both eyes on the ball, allow us to get momentum in our load and going into the ball. But a lot of times we get caught up in not getting back to a neutral position with our front side. So what happens, we stay open, we go to swing, our front shoulder's already going, our hips are already turned, and we end up hitting the ball down the end of the bat, not getting it as much velocity and distance as we should, not maximizing our potential with our swing. What we need to do is we need to get back to that neutral or even closed position, and then we can transfer all of that turn and all of the swing path and everything into the ball, as opposed to flying off this way. If you're hitting the ball off the end of the bat, if you're not driving it like you should, one of the reasons why that happens is we're not getting back to a neutral position with our front side.
Instead of starting way open like that. So if I'm in neutral, a pitch outside, I can step to the ball and get that pitch. Or if it's inside, I can step out and I can still do the same.
So that's it. I mean, that's what he should do.
Yes.
And he won't do it because
No,
he's
wait,
fucking hard at it.
All right, this is practice. I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I'm going back to what I was doing a year ago, baby.
That's all right. But open is not good. I'm going to send you something on Ryan Harvey, and I'm going to put it in this video. I'm going to make a video of this. Frank has. There you
Really
go.
didn't come
You got a
out in
little
some of,
linear motion
Frank's
in that one
discussion.
too.
He was purposely trying
There
to
you go.
go
What's
to
the difference? You
left
hit it
field
better than
90%
before.
of the time. And when
Come on, man. You get
he
and
didn't
that's where
step
you
when he
get
was
your
trying to go to
momentum
right.
going and the
He wasn't
energy
stepping
behind the ground
towards
or
right.
from the ground.
He
No,
was
he didn't
just,
step. There's
and his
no
swing's
step
not
there.
all that bad.
I know
But
Bob don't really like to step,
Listen
but-
to Bob, and Bob
Now look at that.
Waldik has to say.
You got more energy build up
later
like that.
and get the arm extension.
As you start your hip rotation, your back foot pivots to make your hips rotate. Notice how the hands are back, and now you just start to rotate your hips as fast as possible and as much as possible, so that when you're done swinging, your hips will be pointed towards the pitcher. Open wide. As much hip rotation as you can generate.
So remember, the faster your hips are, the faster your hands are going to be, the faster your bat speed's going to be.
I slowed this swing down. You guys have seen this many times before. This is when I was about, I think it was about 55 here, about the same age. Bob wasn't that old in the previous video, but at least it's a younger man's swing. You watch, I'm just, kind of studying the box. My leg starts out, step down, and then my hips come around and my hands come around, and you see that all my weight is transferred from the back, and it's, I'm almost falling over. Now this is an old man swing that's similar to the young guy swing, but obviously I can't rotate on my feet like I did there. Now I don't really recommend standing your feet together because that's not really a what they call a good athletic stance. You want to be balanced like in football. But I did a lot of things right on that swing. I had the bat angle right, and I was driving, and that was what I was intending to do. If you watch Frank, even his bat is not at the right angle sometimes. So he needs to look at this and figure out what he needs to do.
Gary, you just heard me tell Frank about his hips not going all the way through. Explain to the camera here, because I'm going to put this on one of my videos, what was occurring.
Yeah. Well, when you're swinging, a lot of times everything's, you'll see people that they're stopping their rotation mid-swing. And when I stop my rotation, well, I'm losing power. So when you're swinging, if the pitcher's directly in front of me, when I start my rotation, I want to go from here, I'm making
showing what your
contact
hips, showing
right
what your
here.
hips, yeah.
So if I'm coming through, right here, torso is here, but I don't stop here. And a lot of people make the mistake, they want to stop the rotation right here. Well, if I'm stopping right here, I probably started back here before contact. So I want to make sure that I've got maximum velocity of my body going through the ball. So
and that's going to happen with the follow through, right?
That's going to happen. That's what the follow through does. It keeps you going all the way through contact, to the ball and through the ball is what a lot of baseball folks would sit there and say. And that's what this is talking about.
To the ball and through the ball. I like that.
To the ball, through the ball. So I'm going to the ball, and I'm continuing my motion through the ball all the way through. A lot of times you'll see people, they'll swing through and they'll finish their follow through is down around here.
But a lot of guys out here, that's what we got going on, is they stop halfway.
Yes.
Like, actually Stan does that a little bit. Let me get some of Frank and see what.
Frank says, yeah, he's going to go back the way he used to do it. If he works hard on it, he will get better, and all he's got to do is just be able to repeat that without thinking. Now, one of the nuances you don't notice here, but notice Frank's feet. He's getting a little more spin and turn on his feet than he did, and he's getting all his body into it. Watch him now. He's loaded. He's getting back. It's all loaded. Okay. Now he steps. He's bringing it around. Now look at his feet. He almost, heel toe or toe, either one. And he even does it better on this next one if you watch it. And he needs to work on that, his lower half, as Gary said, that he was loading the top at the lower. Now look at that spin. Now that's better, but he didn't go all. Yeah, he's almost got it. Almost got it. Be careful, those of you out there trying to improve on something. Sometimes you got to just stick with what you do and make it better and more consistent. That's why we call it the art of hitting. But you can't take that open stance and try to. You can pull the ball great with the open stance most of the time, but trying to hit the right field and not stepping towards right field and swinging is a sure formula for failure. Just like Brian Harvey said. I mean, he said it best. That's why he put it in there. I mean, and Gary was spot on in everything that we told Frank. And if he works on it, he's gonna, next year, if he makes a big improvement like he did this year, God knows where that boy can be. Remember, FSSA brings you the Dugout and Art of Hitting channel. Remember to subscribe. We want to get up to 2,000 next year, and we're coming on to 2024.